Hello friends, this video is about the timing of marriage and how to see if the person is going to get married early or late. So friends, before starting with the video, I would like to tell you that you have to first of all ascertain from a chart whether the person is going to get married in his life or not. After you have ascertained this, then you should see whether the person will get married early or late, and only then you should see the timing of marriage, and after that you should see the transit of marriage, because the timing will indicate that you are currently ready to get married, but the transit will indicate whether you are going to get the right partner during that time or not. Unless the transit is in the right form, you will not be able to get the right partner and marriage will not happen. So transit is equally important while you are studying about the marriage timing. So first of all, let's see what are the combinations for a person to get married. For that, you have to give importance to the three important things in the chart. First of all, you have to see the seventh lord, then you have to see the seventh house, and then you have to see the condition of Venus, because Venus is the karka, significator of marriage, and significators are very important because they will tell you the amount of happiness that you will get through that area of your life. So if your karka is under some trouble in the chart, then the person will not get the happiness of marriage. So you also have to see the strength of your lagna lord, because lagna lord should also be powerful. Only then the person can expect to get married. Now, first of all, you have to see the condition of your seventh house. If the seventh house is without any planet, it's a good sign. If the seventh house is not having any malefic planets, if the seventh house is not aspected by a malefic planet, then it is a good indication. Or if the seventh lord is not under affliction, which means if it is not combust, if it is not aspected or conjunct by a malefic, or if it is not retrograde, then it is a good indication for the person to have a sound marriage. And the seventh house should also not be under the Pap Kartri Yoga, which means on the either side of the seventh house, that is in the sixth house and the eighth house, there shouldn't be any malefic presence. Only then these indications would tell you that you can get married. And the seventh lord should not be in your 6, 8 and 12 houses, because these are the houses of loss for you, these are the houses of difficulties for you. So if your seventh lord goes to these houses, then it will indicate that marriage will bring you lots of difficulties, or you may not get married. So after ascertaining these things, you have to give importance to Venus, which is the karka for marriage. So if your Venus is in the 6th, 8th or 12th house, in 8th house it is not that bad, but still it will give some problems in the marriage. If Venus is in the 6th house or it is in the 12th house, then it is not a good indication for marriage, because then it will decrease the happiness coming from marriage. And Venus should also not be combust, or it should not be retrograde, because that is also a very bad combination for marriage. And a combust Venus can deprive one of the intimacy part of the marriage. And when the Venus goes retrograde, the person's attitude towards his life partner would be very erratic, and that can cause some problems in the marriage. So the karka is very important and you should give importance to that. After you have ascertained that these three areas of your chart are not disturbed, or two areas are not disturbed and only one area is disturbed, then also you can be assured that the native will get married. Also, you should see the condition of the Navamsha. You have to see the condition of your second lord in the Navamsha. It should be in a benefic Navamsha, and you have to see the condition of your seventh lord in the Navamsha. It should also be in a benefic Navamsha. Similarly, Venus should also be in the benefic Navamsha. Then it means that you will get good results through marriage and you are going to get married. Now, after ascertaining this, you have to see whether you will have an early marriage or a late marriage. Now, it is very simple to see from the chart. If a benefic planet like Jupiter or Venus is located in your Lagna, then they are giving their seventh aspect, which is the direct aspect to your seventh house. So it is a good indication for marriage because Jupiter is the most benefic planet and it is definitely associated with the happiness of marriage. So if it is in your Lagna, then it is a very clear indication that you will get married on time. Now, after this, you have to see that the condition of the Lagna Lord. So if the Lagna Lord is well placed in the Kendra, and if the Lagna Lord is present with your seventh Lord, the closer they are, the sooner the marriage. If the Lagna Lord and seventh Lord are together or they are placed close to each other, then it is a good indication for early marriage. Similarly, you have to see Venus and the Lagna Lord. If they are close together, then also the person will get married early. If your Venus is conjuncted with your seventh Lord, or if it is with the seventh Lord in the Kendra, then also you will get married early. And after this, you have to see the placement of the seventh Lord and Venus in the Navamsha. If they are in the benefic Navamsha, then also the person will get married early. After you have seen all these things, you can be rest assured that it will be an early marriage. But if the seventh Lord and the Lagna Lord, they are far apart from each other, like if the seventh Lord has gone to your 12th house and the Lagna Lord can be in the Lagna itself, then they become 12 houses apart from each other. Then this is not a good indication for early marriage. And if the seventh Lord is far away from the Venus, then also the person will get a late marriage. So after you have ascertained about the timing of the marriage, you should now see the dashas which are suitable for marriage. So the right dasha for marriage could be the dasha of your seventh Lord. It could be the dasha of your Lagna Lord also, because as per Bhavat Bhavam, Lagna is the seventh to seventh. So even in the dasha of Lagna, the person can get married. Also in the dasha of the moon sign Lord, suppose your moon is in the Leo sign, then in the dasha of sun also the person can get married. After that, the dasha of the Venus can also get one married, and also the dasha of moon can get one married, and also the dasha of the Lagna Lord of the Navamsha chart, so that can also get one married, and the dasha of the seventh Lord of the Navamsha chart can also get one married. So these are some of the combinations which indicate marriage, but you have to see this in the Mahadasha, Antardasha and Pratyantar Dasha. If all three dashas are associated with these alignments, only then you can be rest assured that the person is about to get married. Which means if the Mahadasha is also associated with these houses or with these lords, and the Antardasha is also associated with these lords, and the Pratyantar Dasha is also indicating that, either by placement or through aspect. So if all the three dashas are aligned together, then the person will get married during that time. Now, after you have ascertained through the dasha, you cannot ignore the transits because they are very important. Unless you are able to find the right match, the dasha of marriage will not help. So the transit should also give you a green flag for marriage. So how to see the transit? See, for transit you should see that the Lagna Lord should be either aspecting the seventh house, or it should be aspecting the seventh Lord, or it should be in trine to the seventh Lord. Trine means in the 5th and 9th houses. Similarly, Moon should be making this combination, or Jupiter should be making this combination, or Venus should be making this combination with the 7th Lord. They should be aspecting that, or they should be in trine to that. Even the Moon can also make this combination. I mean the Moon sign. So whatever be your Moon sign, if it is aspecting your 7th house, 7th Lord, or if it is in trine to 7th house or 7th Lord, then also it is an indication for marriage. So after you have ascertained these things, then you can say that the person is about to get married. Now, there is always a question in the minds of those people who have married once and they are looking for their second marriage due to divorce or some other reasons. So for them, the combinations are always the same, but for them during the dasha, they should have the activation of their second house, because second house is the 8th house of 7th. So unless there is a transformation of the 8th house, or you can say death of the 7th house, there cannot be second marriage. So during the second marriage time, the second house in the Rashi chart and in the D9 chart should always be active, and after that you should see these combinations which I told you, and only then you can be sure that the person is about to get married. So friends, this was all about the marriage timing and the marriage. I hope you must have liked this video. So please do like, subscribe and share, and I will come up with another video very soon, and I want to thank you all for listening.